Sunshine for everyone, but as far as I can remember, we've been migratory animals living under changing weather. Someday we will foresee obstacles through the blizzard, through the blizzard. Today we will sell our uniform, live together, live together.
Witam wszystkich bardzo serdecznie, z tej strony Roman i zapraszam was na streama z rozdajem nagród SXSW Gaming Awards. Szczerze oglądam te nagrody po raz pierwszy, ale to są nagrody dosyć duże, transmituje je IGN. No i jak widzicie, jest to pierwszy stream w nowym miejscu, w sensie nowym, starym miejscu, bo to jest dokładnie to samo miejsce, tylko obrócone o 90 stopni. Także tak się prezentuje ten kadr. Próbowałem trochę kluczować, ale niestety nie wiem jak przechwycić kamerki w sensownej jakości przez szum. Niestety to się wycina dosyć słabo. Także tak to wygląda generalnie. Lepiej tej kamerki raczej mi się nie uda ustawić. Tutaj jest dosyć duża przerwa. Mógłbym to może jakoś lepiej skadrować w samym OBS-ie, ale to jeszcze będę musiał posiedzieć, bo to trochę na szybko ustawiałem. W każdym razie transmisja IGN-u zaczęła się już jakiś czas temu. Właśnie zatrzymałem przez chwilę streama i nie wiem dlaczego nie mam YouTube'a na full screenie. W każdym razie prezentowane są chyba tutaj trailery gier, które nie wiem czy które są nominowane, które były nominowane i tak dalej. W każdym razie wszystko zaczyna się za 2 minuty, także już całkiem niebawem. No i zobaczymy co to tutaj będzie. Nie wiem dokładnie jakie są nominacje, podejrzewam, że większość nagród zgarnie The Last of Us oczywiście. No ale zobaczymy co jeszcze. Generalnie. Wydaje mi się, że dlatego bardzo chciałbym być na nagrody, bo Tell Me Why jest tutaj nominowane w kilku kategoriach, a ja ostatnio mam tą fazę na te przygodówki. Skończyliśmy sobie na kanale Before the Storm. Ja dzisiaj skończyłem nagrywać pierwszy epizod Life is Strange, podstawki. Oczywiście zostało zapowiedziane ostatnio True Colors, znaczy to się bardzo jaram. Tak samo na ten epizod Wavelengths zamówiłem sobie generalnie w preorderze edycję Ultimate. Tam będzie zupełnie osobny właśnie epizod jakby poświęcony na historię Steph, na co ja się tak po prostu jaram, bo Steph była naprawdę bardzo fajna w Before the Storm i fajnie, że ją będą rozwijać. Tam ma być jakieś w ogóle swajpowanie po dating appach, rzucanie kością D20, żeby dawać jakieś porady dla osób chyba na infolinii. Jakieś pojebane rzeczy, po prostu nie mogę się doczekać generalnie. Chociaż to oczywiście jeszcze dopiero za pół roku gdzieś. Ale do tego czasu przejdziemy sobie na pewno Life is Strange 2, Tell Me Why. którego trailer był wcześniej tutaj, ale tego jeszcze na streamie nie pokazywałem. No i też ten tam Amazing Adventure Captain Spirit to jest taki prequel chyba trochę do dwójki, zrobiony w międzyczasie pomiędzy jedynką a dwójką przez Dotnod. Tak samo Tell Me Why to jest gra od Dotnod. A oczywiście nowe rzeczy z Life is Strange robi Deck9, a mi się Before the Storm bardzo podobało, także propsuję. Teraz mamy trailer Watch Dogsów Legion, które może kiedyś zagram, chociaż bardzo wątpię, generalnie. Bo sam zamysł jest nawet pewnie spoko, może i gameplayowo nie jest jakoś najgorzej, ale fabuła zapewne jest trochę ciulowa, generalnie. A teraz jak się przerzuciłem na granie w gry, gdzie jest zajebista fabuła cały czas, to kurde trochę ciężko będzie wrócić do takich, gdzie nie ma. Jednak. No ale dobra, zaczynamy. Zobaczmy.
Gaming has always been a great escape.
Think you can escape?
And we needed it more than ever in 2020 as games took us away on amazing journeys.
I'm with you every step of the way.
Let us experience the impossible.
They need you.
And most importantly, helped us stay together.
No, generalnie wam powiem, rok 2020 to był jeden z najlepszych roków, jeden z najlepszych okresów, gdzie wyszło naprawdę wiele świetnych gier. Tutaj konkurencja jest naprawdę sroga, generalnie.
Discord, the essential communication app of IGN Global Studios. The 2021 South by Southwest Gaming Awards begins right now.
Ghost of Tsushima, The Last of Us Part 2, Cyberpunk, Tell Me Why.
Hello and
Mnóstwo świetnych rzeczy wyszło.
South by Southwest Gaming Awards presented by Discord. I'm Akeem Lawanson, and joining me for the next hour to present these prestigious and awesome awards is my good friend Brian Altano.
What's up, Akeem? That's right. This is the South by Southwest Gaming Awards.
Mamy standardową ekipę, generalnie, IGN-ową, która często rozdaje nagrody. Właśnie, wyszedł też Among, Boże, na Switcha. Nie pamiętam teraz. Boże. Nie przypomnę sobie, ale na pewno będzie nominowane. Gdzieś tutaj. No ogólnie mnóstwo gier świetnych w 2020 było.
Come on, how can you have an award show without sprinkling little treats here and there? It's an award show. It's what we do. We've got an awesome gameplay breakdown of Zombieland VR, a special announcement from the director.
O właśnie, jeszcze z gier VR-owych wyszło Half-Life Alyx, wielka gra, w której kurwa jakiś nauczyciel na początku lockdownu robił matmę na szkle.
Left and right thumbs, probably too specific. I mean, like, what if you're playing on PC, then using the keyboard or mouse, or maybe, I don't know, you're playing on phone and you're just using an index finger. You know, let's be all-inclusive here. We'll have discussion blocks from some of the winners your hands just couldn't get enough of. Yeah.
Got really lost in the thumb stuff back there. Anyway, the South by Southwest Awards are decided by a group of judges composed of the South by Southwest staff. Along with an advisory board, the judges have curated an impressive list of nominees for each category, and we're honored to share them with you today. We'll be kicking things off with their awards and excellence categories, which celebrates and recognizes excellence in animation, narrative, technical achievement, audio design, score, multiplayer, and game design.
We'll also be presenting the South by Southwest Awards for...
Fajnie, że będą trochę za te technikalia rzeczy, nagrody. Ja dokładnie nie patrzyłem wszystkich nominacji, bo chcę to jakby na żywo sobie patrzeć.
These awards have been carefully selected by the South by Southwest team and not IGN, but you know what? We're excited to present them to you.
All right, without further ado, let's get into the awards. First up is the award for excellence in animation, art, and...
No i fajnie, że w miarę szybko przechodzą od razu do nagród.
...the game with well-designed and stunning visuals, including animation effects and graphics. Here are the nominees.
No tu myślę zdecydowanym generalnie zwycięzcą jest The Last of Us Part 2, jakby ta gra wygląda przepięknie. Valhalla też nie jest zła, ale Ghost za animację na pewno nie. Cloudpunk, co ciekawe, dostał. Nie znam tej gry, nie kojarzę w ogóle. Ori, nie, no tu musi Tlow wygrać, jakby opcji nie ma. Jeżeli tutaj Tlowu nie będzie, to nie wiem, kto wybierał te kategorie. O, wow, naprawdę? Nie ma Tlowu. O kurwa.
Ghost of Tsushima! Congrats to the incredibly talented team at Sucker Punch Productions
No za animację to na pewno nie, bo tam animacje to były drewniane w tej grze. Co jest, kurwa? No fajnie, znaczy environment wygląda spoko, ale animacje walki i tak dalej wcale takie fajne nie są.
Thank you so much, South by Southwest, for this award. We were frankly just thrilled and excited to receive this. It was always our ambition to create a poetic, beautiful, throwback, respectful feudal Japan, and this award means that it resonated, and so it just means so much to us to get this award.
Yes, and it's great to be able to share it with the super talented team here at Sucker Punch. And also, we had the unique experience of working with external groups to make sure that we got everything from the manners.
Wow, naprawdę jestem zdziwiony, jak ta kategoria się potoczyła. Dziwne tam nominacje były i wygrana tym bardziej. Już prędzej bym dla Oriego chyba dał tą nagrodę.
Yeah, so thank you, Sucker Punch, for being an awesome team, and thank you to everyone who helped make this award real. We super appreciate it.
Thank you.
Jeszcze jedna rzecz, której nie powiedziałem na początku. Nie piłem żadnego energetyka ani nic, jest dosyć późno, także mogę być taki mało żywy.
Which celebrates the games with the best storylines and dialogue. Nearly every game has a story to tell, but some tell them so well they can even have the power to move us to tears. I'm crying right now. Here are the nominees for excellence in narrative.
No i tu jest problem, bo tu pewnie będzie Tell Me Why, ja w ogóle nie znam historii Tell Me Why, także nie wiem. O, tu mam wrażenie, że Hades może wygrać. A Ghosta nie skończyłem. Pierwszy rozdział, przede. No jakby Tlow zdecydowanie moim faworytem. Wow, Immortal Phoenix Rising dostało, what? Majestat też nie grałem, chociaż też pewnie zagram, bo przyszło mi PlayStation 5, także być może niedługo gram. Może Ghosta też niedługo ogram. No, Tlow wygrało oczywiście. Generalnie nie było tego. Monsterka nie było na pokładzie, ja mam Monsterka, ale wczoraj piłem, nie chcę pić 2 dni pod rząd, bo kurwa już mi w ogóle nie będę mógł spać. Ja wczoraj spałem z jakieś 5-6 godzin. I oczywiście Nil będzie odbierać nagrodę.
South by Southwest and every single fan that voted for us. Big thank you obviously to my co-writer and narrative lead, Hallie Gross, as well as our other writers, Josh Scher and Ryan
A
James.
dziwne, że w tej kategorii nie było Tell Me Why, ale okej.
I just can't stress enough how much video games are collaborative art. So many of the great ideas that we had came from other members of the team. It took our entire studio and so many partners outside of our studio to bring Ellie and Abby's very ambitious story to life. So on behalf of everyone at Naughty Dog, thank you.
Hallie and Neil, thank you so much for joining me today. Look,
O, mamy ich na żywo, proszę bardzo.
it's almost a year on. I've always described The Last of Us as zigging rather than zagging in the AAA space in terms of your storytelling. It goes where most sort of AAA games don't. Like, do you see that as a mission
Kurwa, to była dobra gra, ale mam flashbacki teraz do lata, jak się w to grało, wow.
It's a partially me thing, Naughty Dog thing is like that we want every game we put out there, every story to have weight and consequences. So it's like you shouldn't be able to remove any entry from a series and you wouldn't miss it. But especially, I guess, with The Last of Us, because it has so much weight and, you know, death and consequences, that we knew there was, you know, certain choices in the story that there's no coming back from, no matter how much some people would beg us to come back from that.
Why don't you say whatever speech you got rehearsed? Get this over with.
I think back even to, like, you know, Uncharted 4, where we couldn't necessarily kill somebody off just because it wasn't the right tone for it, but still wanted to have weight and show that there's a permanent change to the characters and their arcs. So that's something, you know, when Hallie and I were working on the stories, it's something we're very focused on, is like, how are all these characters changing where there's no turning back at the end of the story. They're all different people if they're still around. That was very important as we were putting the story together.
On that, you know, we're talking tone, we're talking the Naughty Dog tone, the Last of Us tone. The Last of Us series is coming up. Like, there are a lot of questions about this. Will it follow the story beats of the first or the second game?
A to jest zajebiście, że pytają o serial.
Or are you sort of more aiming for a flexible story with that same tone?
When we were wrapping up Last of Us 2, I would meet pretty regularly with Craig Mazin, who's the co-showrunner, executive producer on the show. Did Chernobyl, which was amazing and blew us away. And we talked about at length about season 1 of the show is going to be game 1, and what are the philosophical underpinnings of the story?
To trochę moim zdaniem jest niewykorzystana sytuacja. Ja nie lubię bardzo, jak jest adaptowana już jakaś wcześniej opowiedzona historia w inne medium. Wolę, jak to inne medium rozbudowuje dane uniwersum, a nie powtarza to samo.
Than getting kind of like the core of who these people are and the core of their journey. But things sometimes stay pretty close, and it's funny to see like my dialogue there from the games and HBO scripts, and then sometimes they deviate greatly to much better effect because we are dealing with a different medium. That, for example, in the game, there's so much action you have to train the player about mechanics. So you have to have more violence and like kind of more spectacle to some degree than you would need on the TV show because you don't need to train people on how to use a gun. So that's something that's actually very different, and HBO has been great and just like.
Kurde, bo chyba do tlou nie wyszedł jeszcze remake, znaczy no poprawiona wersja na PS-a 5. Jak wyjdzie, oj chyba jeszcze raz to zagram, naprawdę.
Some of my favorite episodes so far have deviated greatly from the story, and I can't wait for people to see them.
I know you wish things were different. I wish things were different. But they ain't.
What can I share that won't get me into too much trouble? I'm super excited about the casting we already announced with Ellie and Joel, and I can't wait for people to see what we saw in the people we put together. And then, screw it, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this or not, but I just saw the first prosthetic test for the clicker, and it's awesome. It's so rad to see this thing come to physical life. That's all I'm going to say. I can't say anything.
We are almost a year on from The Last of Us Part 2. It has an incredible fan base. Now that we're almost a year on, is there anything that you'd like to share to that fan base? It's some of the most loyal fans in the video game space are Last of Us Part 2 fans.
Thank you for being supportive. Thank you for encouraging more character development and storytelling. Thank you for embracing these flawed characters and this wild ride. And thank you for making the years and years we worked on it mean something.
Thank you so much, Neil and Hallie. It has been a pleasure talking.
No, Hailey się tutaj nie nagadała za bardzo.
Always with you, Lucy.
Now, this next award is for VR Game of the Year. This
No
award
tu chyba jest, kurczę, obvious choice, czyli Half-Life Alyx.
And design across any VR platform. Virtual reality gives us the chance to experience the sensation of exploring brand new worlds and feeling like we've actually gone there, which is more important now more than ever, especially since we're just at home in our apartments most of the time. Anyways, here are the nominees.
Jak mówię, tu raczej Half-Life Alyx wygra 100%. Innych gier pewnie kojarzę. No, Squadron skojarzę, to w VR-ze może być fajne. Generalnie. W sumie ten Medal of Honor też na trailerach wyglądał spoko. Ogólnie jest dużo fajnych rzeczy na VR, ale VR drogi. No i lipa jest przez to.
And the winner for VR Game of the Year is Half-Life Alyx.
Do przewidzenia.
For this long-awaited and utterly magnificent return for the Half-Life franchise. Gamers waited for what felt like an eternity for another entry in the Half-Life series, and Half-Life Alyx more than delivered. Let's hear from the team.
Tak, ale do 3 Gabe nadal nie umie liczyć.
Tom Marks here with Robin Walker from Valve. Robin, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
So, congratulations, first of all, and I want to dig into kind of Half-Life Alyx, but also the future of kind of what you see as this medium, because Half-Life Alyx, its launch reminded me a lot of Half-Life 1 in a lot of ways, where it sort of came out and everyone was like, oh, like this is how VR games can be, in the same way that Half-Life 1 came out and like kind of changed people's perceptions of what a first-person shooter campaign
to prawda, no. To prawda bardzo
I'm
mocno.
curious from one of the people that sort of did what a lot of people see as push this medium forward, like what do you see as the future of VR kind of AAA experiences like this going forward?
You know, in those first few years, I think there was, we observed there was a lot of focus on the mechanics. How do we do things in VR? When we think of mechanics, there's sort of a conversation between developers and players, right? Like the way, we might think of some particular element of a first-person shooter as being solved in that both developers know sort of the sort of standard way to do it, and players are used to that, and so you sort of both have to have been involved in the creation of those. And so, in those early years of VR, there's a lot of focus on how do we do those things again? How do we as developers put together potential solutions to those, and how do customers react to them? What ones do they sort of cotton on to? What do they like? One of the reasons we sort of moved to Alex, or we felt like we were ready to start Alex, was we felt like we were past that point. Like we could now, there was enough of the groundwork could be done on mechanics that we could really focus now on content. How do we build a game on top of these mechanics? Because as much as all of us developers love mechanics, and solving them and so on, they're like big fun puzzles to work on. It's pretty clear from the history of video game sales that customers care about content a lot. I think more so than developers. I mean, they care about the mechanics that underlie that content, but at the end of the day, the content matters a heck of a lot. So we felt like Alex, now we could really focus on that content. So I think, if I had to guess, I think the next few years we're going to see a bunch more of sort of other kinds of games come to VR and have that rich content in addition to just the mechanics. And then in between that, I would expect we're going to start seeing, in the ways that as we did that translation of sort of Half-Life into VR, we're able to start seeing the ways in which VR could add to Half-Life.
It was very interesting to sort of see this other perspective, right, of what was traditionally a slightly smaller character than Gordon Freeman. Are you guys looking at any more ideas of like deep digging into that lore and that kind of side stuff of characters like Judith or anybody like that?
Not that anything we'd like to talk about. I mean, I think we've tried to build characters in Half-Life IP that stretch beyond just the sort of, being a combat buddy or something. And so I think that always affords us the opportunity to see what customers are interested in, what kind of conversations they're having, what kind of things they're theorizing or talking amongst themselves about, and let us respond to that.
And I have to ask, it's been a little bit longer since Alex came out. Obviously, the ending, without spoiling anything, got a lot of people excited, got a lot of people sort of anticipating.
Ja w ogóle Half-Life Alyx nie widziałem, to jestem ciekaw, co to za historia tam jest. Ja w ogóle nie grałem w Half-Life żadny, nic, nul, nie wiem nic o tym świecie, ale po prostu technologicznie ta gra wygląda świetnie.
On its heels might be a little bit optimistic. I think one of the things that was super rewarding about working on Alex was to see that community reaction, both to the game itself, which we were super happy with at the end of the game. At the point we shipped it, we were very happy with what we created, and we were really excited for people to get their hands on it. The story, the in particular, sort of what happens at the end, was something that we were much less confident in. Perhaps not. We were confident in the choices we made and we really liked them, but we just, in terms of our ability to predict how people were going to react. And so, the reaction from people to the story and the narrative choices we made at the end have been really energizing is probably the right term. And so we're really excited to keep going there.
Fajnie, że te wywiady są, nawet są ciekawe, nie są jakieś mocno zamulające i trochę przypomina klimatowo E3. O dobra, tu mamy jakieś jeszcze prezentację jakiegoś nowego gameplayu w międzyczasie. Na Questie właśnie Adrian Wesołowski, który współpracuje ze mną przy Devle, kupił sobie ostatnio Questa i bardzo poleca. Ja też bym sobie kupił, gdybym miał kasę. No aktualnie nie mam takich luźnych 2000, żeby sobie kupić gogle do VR-a. Plus nie wiem, gdzie ja bym na tym grał generalnie, bo w tym pokoju miejsca nie ma.
What's up, zombie killers? Golden Boy here, and welcome to the first ever Zombieland Invitational, where only the fastest, strongest, baddest Z-brainers survive. Literally. Let's get right into the undead action.
Muza przynajmniej w tle jakaś lepsiejsza.
To the top of the leaderboard. In our first semi-final round, Cerberus Arms will be raising the bar and some hell before Nazy does her best to prove herself as an Outbreak star. Cerberus Arms is up first. And
Mateusz, że to się nie stanie. Nie kupię. Jak już, to może gogle do PlayStation 5. Bo one chyba są dużo tańsze.
Off to a strong start. Headshots are key in this zombie killing race. It's a race to the finish line, but will her time hold up against stiff competition? It's a killer 49.6 seconds. Oh, not fast enough for Nazy. In Zombieland, she may be better off undead. Welcome to our second semi-final match in the zombified offices of Smart Tick Technologies. We've got Project Jamesify going headshot to headshot against Dan Reichert. Jamesify is off to a positively lethal start with that opening combo. Take an aggressive approach here and rocking a dual-wield stance to take down enemies, he looks unstoppable. That
is pretty good, man. Come on now.
Next up, Dan Reichert. Oh, he forgot to reload. And a couple missed shots will hurt an already troubled run. Better luck next time, Dan. Nobody becomes the quickest killer in Zombieland without
Tak trochę statycznie ta gra wygląda, taki rail shooter. Tylko statyczny i to mi się trochę nie podoba.
Fire Finals. Cerberus Arms is a shooting specialist, and his Weaver stance makes him super accurate, racking up combo after combo. Ever the perfectionist, he posts an incredible time, but clearly isn't confident.
52, terrible.
Next up, Project Jamesify. Jamesify is motivated, but will this be the run? A super swift combo on the first encounter leads to headshot after headshot. This Sea Killer is unstoppable.
It's gotta be a good one. 49 seconds!
Whoa! Congrats on proving yourself to be the fastest Z-Raiser in all of Zombieland. Sony Pictures VR and XR Games, in collaboration with VR Master League, are proud to invite you to the Zombieland Invitational. Sign up and learn more at www.zombielandvrgame.com.
O kurde, oni z tego robią autentyczny turniej jakiś. Wow, okej, to ciekawe. I Sony to nad tym pracuje.
Video game trailer. Welcome back to Zombieland. No wandering around, no atmospheric BS.
So many headshots you could cast a movie.
Only the fastest and the deadliest motherfuckers make it onto the leaderboard.
Pump those zombies.
Tam dildo w nas leciało, czy mi się kurwa wydawało?
But this ain't just about brain and Z's. This is a goddamn zombie killing race. 2 headshots in a row triggers adrenaline mode. It's like bullet time, but better.
I'm ready if you're ready.
So limber up and get ready for wall-to-wall hellfire. Go fast, shoot for the head. Don't suck.
That was Zombieland VR Headshot Fever, the 90s light gun-inspired horror VR game coming to Oculus Quest and various other VR platforms this spring. We're gonna take a quick break, but there's lots more South by Southwest.
O nie, to jest najgorsze w transmisjach czegokolwiek IGN-u. Wpierdalają reklamy pomiędzy.
The 2021 South by Southwest Gaming Awards are presented by Discord. Did you know you can use Discord for so much more than gaming? Keep in touch with friends. No matter where you are, Discord brings us all together. So share your screen with a friend and browse YouTube together, talk about your favorite blogs, or track down that Sonic fan art you found late at night. Coming up next, the awards for excellence in audio design and tabletop game of the year. And
nawet nie wiedziałem, że to jest nagroda z tabletopa. Nice.
Everybody loves watching a speedrun of their favorite game, but what if you got a chance to peek into the mind of the developers behind those games as they watch their hard work get completely destroyed right in front of them?
What is happening right now?
That's exactly what happens on every episode of Devs React to Speedruns. We invite you to ride along with the developers as they watch, react, and enjoy some of the craziest gameplay by the most skilled speedrunners on the planet. Tune in every Saturday for
A to prawda, Denis. No chyba, że ktoś ostro moderuje i wypierdala połowę wiadomości.
We also have a team of some of the world's biggest fans of your favorite franchises. From breaking news and exclusives, never-before-seen looks at movies and games, to reviews, let's plays, and live streams, IGN brings you all the coverage you need, no matter where you are. Whether you're on IGN.com...
O kurwa, E3, jeszcze normalne E3. Kiedy to było?
IGN, the #1 source for all games and entertainment fans worldwide.
Still using those tiny phones and tablets to watch IGN?
I pewnie zobaczymy w ogóle te reklamy jeszcze dzisiaj tak ze 3 razy. Masakra.
And in-depth reviews of the most talked about titles.
Thank you so much for chatting with me.
Pleasure to be here.
And take a front row seat to the biggest events of the year. Tune in on your Samsung TV Plus, Pluto, and Flex. And take a load off. Tune in to IGN 1. Welcome back to the 20.
Ja fanem Life is Strange byłem od mniej więcej 2015 jak wyszło, ale po prostu w Life is Before the Storm nigdy nie grałem, bo jakoś mi to w ogóle przeszło, a jedynka, no to teraz sobie wracam w wspomnieniach.
Outstanding and impactful sound effects. Here are the nominees.
W audio designie nie mam tego pojęcia, jakie gry mogą być w ogóle nominowane. Boże, te Bugsnax, ja po prostu dostaję psychozy, jak ja patrzę na tą grę. O, tu Industrial ten Magic to na pewno dobre zrobiło. To odpowiedz mi, kiedy będzie full release, Denis, to wtedy ci odpowiem, kiedy będzie seria. Co ciekawe, tutaj wygrało Doom Eternal. Okay.
Let's hear what the team behind Doom Eternal had to say about winning this award.
Hey everybody at South by Southwest, my name is Chad Mossholder. I'm the lead audio designer here at id Software, and I'm incredibly honored to accept this award for excellence in audio design for Doom Eternal. On behalf of the amazing audio team we have here at id, Ben Carney, David Gilbreth, Austin Duffy, and myself, thank you. I'd also like to thank ZeniMax Studios for making everything possible.
Nowe Life is Strange to będzie kompletnie nowa historia, zupełnie nowe postacie, ale będzie jedno połączenie z Before the Storm dokładnie, dlatego że będzie tam Steph, która dostanie swój własny epizod i ja już tak nie mogę doczekać po prostu. Ma się nazywać Wavelengths i będziemy jako ona grać w tym nowym miasteczku. Pewnie dowiemy się, dlaczego opuściła Arcadia Bay. Tam będzie podobna jakaś mechanika swipe'owania na dating appie. Będzie można rzucać kostką D20, żeby odpowiadać dla ludzi. I coś takiego. Generalnie, jak ja to przeczytałem na Steamie, bo o tym na streamie w ogóle nie mówili, ale na Steamie przeczytałem w edycji Deluxe, jak kupowałem pre-order i po prostu wow. I tak generalnie całe community bardziej spodjarane, mam wrażenie, na tą Steph niż na nowe postacie. Dobranoc, Denis. Dobranoc. Excellence in Score, akurat Cyberpunk to nie. Doom maybe, chociaż nie słuchałem za dużo. Nie, Arcadia Bay nie było. Arcadia Bay jest tylko w jedynce i Before the Storm. W dwójce nie wiem, co dokładnie jest, ale na pewno nie Arcadia Bay. A w True Colors będzie... True Colors będzie Haven chyba. Spoko. Chociaż nie wiem, chyba bardziej bym dla Duma dał, bo dla Cyberpunka nie, jakoś mi się nie przypadł mi poza Samurajem tak naprawdę soundtrack z Cyberpunka, bo to nie moje klimaty.
I'm delighted to be here at the South by Southwest Gaming Awards, albeit virtually, to accept the award for excellence in musical score. First and foremost, I want to thank all of the musicians and crew who touched this soundtrack in some way. Your work turned out tremendously. Thank you so much. Ori's been part of my life for the best part of a decade now, and I've had amazing support from my friends and family throughout, so thank you to them. Also, thank you to Moon Studios and Microsoft for giving me this unbelievable canvas to work on. Last but not least, you, the fans, thank you for your feedback, your comments. It's been amazing seeing all of your reactions on Twitch and YouTube. You're the reason why I get out of bed in the morning to write music. I will keep trying to do my best and write music that you enjoy listening to. Thank you so much and enjoy the rest of the show.
Up next, the nominees for Excellence in Technical Achievement. Now, this award celebrates the games that push the capabilities of technology and programming further.
A to będzie ciekawe. No, wydaje mi się, że tutaj Slow, biorąc pod uwagę, jaką oni grafikę odwalili na podstawowym PlayStation 4, no to jakby... O, albo Microsoft, dobra, Microsoft Flight Simulator zdecydowanie, bo tlow nawet tutaj nie ma. Microsoft Flight Simulator moim zdaniem zdecydowanie. Zdecydowanie, nie pomyślałem o tej grze, ale tak, Technical Achievement zdecydowanie.
Microsoft Flight Simulator launched in a year where actually flying somewhere became a lot less common than usual, so it could not have come at a more perfect time. Here's a few words from the team behind Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Hello, South by Southwest. On behalf of all the teams involved, I am very honored and humbled to accept the award for excellence in technical achievement. Microsoft Flight Simulator is one of the longest running series in computer entertainment, going all the way back to 1982. And it has a very dedicated and knowledgeable audience called flight simmers. Before we ever started production on the new sim, we asked them what the key feature for them was. And they said it was VFR, visual flight rules, on a global scale. What that means in practice is that a pilot can just look outside the window and orient themselves based on the terrain below. What it meant for us was that we had to create a digital twin, accurate across the entire planet, including an accurate atmospheric system. This required expertise and knowledge from across disciplines and across the planet.
No, popieprzone, jak ta gra dobrze wygląda i że to wszystko jest generowane proceduralnie na bazie map, to jest wow.
That became aviation experts in the almost 6 years of production. But we were also able to tap into the knowledge and technology of Bing Maps, Azure Machine Learning, Azure Cognitive Services, because the cloud is really what makes this project possible. There are lots of other export companies like Meteor Blue, Black Shark, NavBlue, FlightAware, and dozens of others. And a very special thanks has to go to the flight sim community, who have embraced us since the day we announced, and their input and their feedback and expertise is making the sim better every single day. As a development team, we think of ourselves on a 10-year journey, and it's just incredible to think what technology might allow us to do in the years ahead. So thank you so much for this award.
All right, next up, the award for Tabletop Game of the Year. Now, video games are cool, but sometimes it's nice to give your television a nap so you can play a game on a large table. Your television works really hard and it's very tired, so give it a nap. Here are the nominees for Tabletop Game of the Year.
Ja w ogóle nie siedzę, szczególnie w nowych tabletopach. Nie ma z kim grać, bieda jest. Ale tabletopy bardzo mnie jarają. Też to widzę takie bardziej planszówki niż gry RPG. W sumie tak miało być tabletop, a nie tabletop RPG i ma to sens. Żadnej tej gry nawet nie kojarzę, nic, 0-0.
And the winner is The Search for Planet X. Congrats to Renegade Game Studios on this win. Now, Planet X is a complex puzzle game where you use logic to find out where everything is, racing to the ultimate goal of finding Planet X. It's like playing bingo if bingo involved logic and not a person yelling letters and numbers at you. Here are the fine folks behind The Search for Planet X.
Whoa, thank you so much for voting The Search for Planet X Tabletop Game of the Year. Everyone here at Renegade Game Studios is incredibly honored.
Szanuję za figurkę Asoki tam w tle.
The fans who voted for the game, thank you so much. But we couldn't have done it without our partners over at Foxtrot. So here's Randy Hoyt to say a few words on their behalf.
On behalf of everyone who worked on The Search for Planet X, Ben Rossett, Matthew O'Malley, John Schulters, and the rest of the team, I want to say thank you for this award. Working with this talented team was a fantastic experience. It has been so rewarding to see our game bring such delight into the world and to see it resonate with so many of you. We are honored to receive this award. Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back.
No i jak mówiłem, kolejna przerwa na reklamki, także się napiję.
We will be right back, so stick around.
The 2021 South by Southwest Gaming Awards are presented by Discord.
A najgorsze jest to, że to jest za każdym razem jedno i to samo. Gorzej jak w telewizorze. Bo w telewizorze to się przynajmniej trochę zmieniają. Na Discordzie się nie przygotowuje do sprawdzianów, na Discordzie się pisze sprawdziany, halo. Oszukują.
Give your eyeballs a rest because IGN has moved to your living room. Get first looks and in-depth reviews of the most talked about titles.
Thank you so much for chatting with me. It's a pleasure to be here.
And take a front row seat to the biggest events of the year. Tune in on your Samsung TV Plus, Pluto, and Flex, and take a load off. Tune in to IGN 1.
Not only is IGN the world's biggest media brand for games and entertainment, but we also have a team of some of the world's biggest fans of your favorite franchises. From breaking news and exclusives, never before
Aha, szef na lekcjach, dokładnie.
to reviews, let's plays, and live streams, IGN brings you all the coverage you need, no matter where you are. Whether you're on IGN.com, the IGN app, YouTube, Facebook, or Snapchat, we've always got you covered. IGN, the #1 source for all games and entertainment fans worldwide.
Co ja bym dał, żeby to pominąć? Jezus Maria Paweł.
Welcome back to the South by Southwest Gaming Awards presented by IGN. Now this next award is for excellence in multiplayer. This award recognizes the games with the best player-to-player interaction experiences.
No to co? A nie, Among Us tu nie będzie nominowany, bo przecież to w 2016 wyszło. Fuck. Squadrons coś podejrzanie dużo nominacji dostało. O, ten Deep Rock jest taki nawet przyjemny. Jak się ma z kim pograć, to może być fajne. O wow, takie te słabe wybory trochę.
Deep Rock Galactic.
No, to tak właśnie myślałem, że ta gra.
We gave Deep Rock Galactic a 9 out of 10, aka amazing. Shout out to the creators of Deep Rock Galactic. And now here's a word from the fine folks.
O, Fall Guys też wyszło, nie było nominowane, prawda? To dziwne bardzo.
Thank you very much. My name is Mikkel Martin Petersen, and I am the game director of Deep Rock Galactic.
I'm Søren Lundgaard. I'm CEO of Ghost Ship Games, and we are very grateful to get this award in multiplayer. This is a co-op game. This is definitely our kind of award.
Yes, and we would like to say a big thank you to the whole team at Ghost Ship Games for being part of making an amazing game.
And thank you to Coffee Stain Publishing for being with us all along the way, and of course our family and friends for supporting us.
And last but not least, we would like to thank
No, ta gra to w ogóle tak miała ze swoje 2 tygodnie i później umarła.
Rock and Stone!
Up next, the award for excellence in game design. Now this award is for the game with the best overall design concept, gameplay mechanics, and best execution. Here are the nominees for excellence.
The Last of Us Part 2. Zdecydowanie. A w ogóle czekajcie, bo była nagroda za Best Narrative, nie? I tam wygrało The Last of Us Part 2. Czemu tam nie było Cyberpunka? Chociaż tu wybór to nie wiem, co bym wybrał, kurde, bo ogólnie The Last of Us Part 2 było lepszą grą, ale historia Cyberpunku była bardzo fajna. O, Hades wygrał, okej. Spoko. Nie wiem, co ludzie w tym widzą. Czego ja nie widzę. Przede wszystkim mi się stylistyka i typ gry nie podoba.
Director of Supergiant Games, and I am here with Gavin, Greg, Ed, and Alice, and we are the design team for Hades. Thank you very much to the judges of South by Southwest for honoring our game with this award, especially in a year with so many innovative and engaging and engrossing games. We just like to thank our team that we work with, who we often feel we're sort of chasing them in the beautiful art, music, and technical execution, and trying to sort of hold up our end of the bargain. Hades wouldn't be what it is without the support of all our colleagues and also all our players in early access. So thank you again. We really appreciate it. Bye now.
Thank you. Thank you.
Up next, the award for Indie Game of the Year. Now, this category celebrates the indie
Tu jestem ciekaw, co za gry będą.
gaming experience across all platforms and genres. And the nominees for Indie Game of the Year are...
Pewnie wszystkich tych gier nie będę znać, ale to tam pomijając. Bo to Boże, Bugsnax, kurwa, dlaczego? No jedyna gra, jaką kojarzę, to te Bugsnax, ale tylko i wyłącznie, że to było srane na jakichś różnych konferencjach i to mam złe wspomnienia. O, ale jakby Deep Rock znowu wygrał, to bym się nie obraził.
And the winner is Deep Rock Galactic. Congrats to Ghost Ship Games for creating this fantastic game. Now, here are the folks from Ghost Ship to accept this award.
Yes. Ooh. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
That's really cool. Indie Game of the Year. That's
Wait, to jest chyba pierwsza gra, która zdobyła 2 nagrody.
We are so happy to be
What?
in this category of so many cool indie games, and then winning it.
That's beyond amazing.
That is beyond amazing.
Yeah. And I think that winning for best indie title is just so cool, especially because I think most innovation in game design is happening on the indie scene.
Looking at the Steam charts and all the cool games there are indie games. So being among those, that feels really good. Yes. And thank you again to all our fans for supporting us and bringing us to this.
This award means a lot to the whole team at Ghost Ship Games. Thank you. And let's do it again.
Yes, rock and stone.
Okay, you know what? We're going to take a quick break, but first, here's Lucy O'Brien, who's going to try to ask Resident Evil movie reboot director
Cześć, kurwa, ile tych przerw? Jezus Maria.
In 60 seconds, plus a very special announcement. Let's take a look.
Hello, I am here with Johannes Roberts, director of the upcoming Resident
Myślałem, że to reklama, to nasz nie reklamy.
Johannes, I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions and you have to answer them in 60 seconds. Let's go. Does the story pick up on Game 1 and move into Game 2, or do the events happen more or less concurrently during one night?
It happens over one night in Raccoon City.
How closely are you sticking to the story beats of the first and second games?
Fans will recognise a lot from the first and second games, whilst there's a lot of fresh and new stuff in there as well.
Can we expect to see some of the fan favourite Resident Evil creatures in this film?
Yes, you can expect to see a lot of them.
We know this movie will feature the mansion. Will the police station feature as well?
Police station will feature very heavily, yes.
Is this film set in 1998, and if so, do the 90s play a role in this movie?
It is in 98, and yes, the 90s do play a role.
Who would you say is the protagonist in this movie out of Jill, Chris, Claire, and Leon?
It's very much an ensemble piece.
What is the official name of the
Nic mi to nie mówi, bo rezydentów w ogóle nie znam.
Welcome to Raccoon City.
The 2021 South by Southwest Gaming Awards are presented by Discord. Did you know you can use Discord for so much more than gaming?
I teraz mamy reklamę. Świetnie po prostu. Wow. Masakra. Ale takie dosyć niestandardowe te nagrody, bo teraz do was nie zgarnia wszystkich statuetek, za co tylko leci. Plus... no praktycznie nigdzie nie było Cyberpunka. Cyberpunk był tylko za muzykę. To jest trochę smutne, bo narratyw tam był naprawdę świetny. I w niektórych momentach tam ta gra mnie rozwaliła. W sumie tak samo The Last of Us Part 2 i to jest ciężki wybór, żeby wybrać między tymi dwiema grami jako grę roku. Znaczy grę roku to nie ma wątpliwości, że to jest The Last of Us Part 2, bo Cyberpunk po prostu technicznie zawiódł i to co było obiecane nie zostało dowiezione. I w ogóle nadal nie poczytałem co będzie w tym najnowszym patchu. Zrobię to pewnie niedługo. Nadal nie mam karty, czyli nadal nie gram drugi raz. Ale planuję przejść Cyberpunka drugi raz inną klasą.
Of your favorite franchises. From breaking news and exclusives, never before seen looks at movies and games, to reviews, let's plays, and live streams, IGN brings you all the coverage you need, no matter where you are. Whether you're on IGN.com...
W ogóle te wszystkie rzeczy są chyba z 2018 roku. Ta reklama jest już tak stara, ja ją od kilku lat gdzieś widzę. I ciągle są te same przebitki z jakichś 3 i tak dalej. O kurwa, dobre czasy. Ja pamiętam dzisiaj 2019-18. Nie wiem, gdzieś tak na początku roku jakoś tak mnie naszło na wspomnienia i sobie włączałem zapisy u mnie na kanale. To jest świetne, po prostu ja jestem tak sobie nawet wdzięczny za to, że ja te streamy robię z tego E3, bo później jak ja sobie odpalam te streamy i widzę na przykład reakcje na trailery Cyberpunka czy coś, to po prostu wow, to jest tak świetne wspomnienia.
Welcome back to the 2021 South by Southwest Gaming Awards. Now up next, the Matthew Crump Cultural Innovation Award. This category recognizes the games that best challenge the norm of everyday gaming and offer a culturally innovative view of a game world, character, or gameplay. And the nominees are...
Bardzo ciekawa kategoria generalnie, jestem ciekaw, co tu jest nominowane. I Found, mam kupione, też gdzieś planuję zagrać. Flow, no biorąc pod uwagę reakcję ludzi w internecie, no to zdecydowanie pasuje do tej kategorii. Astro, co ciekawe, dostało nominację, ale czy to wyszło w tym roku? O, i Tell Me Why dostało. Wątpię, że wygra.
And the winner is Dreams. Congrats to Media Molecule for creating Dreams.
Okej, ciekawe. Bardzo żałuję, że nadal nie zagrałem w Tell Me Why. No ale chcę to przejść w takiej jakby kolejności chronologicznej, jak wychodziły te gry od Dotnod.
It's been a year since Dreams was released into the wild. And talking about Dreams like it's a regular video game is generally a mistake, since it's more of a creativity engine with players taking a lead in defining what it is. But that said, what are Media Molecule focusing on next, and have any of your goals evolved since launch?
Dreams is a live service, so we are fully committed to, sticking within the world of Dreams, and that means, looking at ways to evolve it. And so, like one of the coolest things that we did at the end of last year was we hired a curator, and he sort of come in and given this sort of new lens to the Dreamiverse. Which has sort of really, enhanced the experience and really helped, helping along that journey for sort of players to find the content that they want. We love what everybody has made in the Dreamiverse, and we love our creators. And the next sort of phase for us is really about thinking about the player audience. We have talked about multiplayer, we have talked about social, we have throughout last year, we sort of made a bunch of collaborative experiences with Dreamscom and with All Hallows Eve. And those have been really inspiring for us to be able to see, like, what would it be like to do all of this together? And, so within the Media Molecule, like right this moment, we're actually sort of doing the first strategy work of what are those next steps and what strategies do we put in place?
For year one of Dreams, Media Molecule released a highlight video celebrating milestones such as community creations updates, jams, holiday-centric creations, and even a Kiwi beach in real life. What's coming up in year two?
The future, when you're making a creation platform, is always surprising because we have people out there working on things and we don't even know what they are yet, We recently did the Impies, where we got to celebrate the creators of 2020. We're looking forward to, we'll repeat Dreamscom again this year and sort of see where that takes us, which is going to be very exciting. I think, for me, the exciting thing is seeing what recurring events the live team...
To taki w sumie trochę silnik do tworzenia gier, tylko dużo prostszy i w formie właśnie jakby bardziej gry.
That really is the thing that keeps us really surprised.
Your community is one of the best in games. I think it's well known. How have you been the most pleasantly surprised by your community?
I love seeing what people make. I love that experience of being in the studio and seeing some on a screen that actually was a conversation at some point. I love the wackiness of the imagination. You cannot assume that any of us can understand the depths of each other's imaginations. And so the thing that constantly surprises me, and it's not even a surprise, the thing that I love the most is how supportive our community are of each other. And you see, you know, the comments in the game, or people giving people feedback on Twitter, or, you know, giving support in the forums or on their streams or those sorts of things. And it does actually feel like a real sort of development community.
Siobhan, thank you so much. We can't wait to see where Dreams goes next.
Joining us now to present the biggest award of the show is Godzilla vs. Kong director Adam Wingard. Take it away.
O, czy już kończymy?
A lot of elements that go into filmmaking applies to video games. You need to be able to come up with an idea that'll captivate an audience and bring them into the world that you're building.
Szczerze szybko poszło, biorąc pod uwagę, że jestem zmęczony i w ogóle, to znaczy, że to były bardzo dobre nagrody, bo minęło mi o tako.
Most importantly for both film and games, you need to create larger than life characters that the audience can latch onto. Be that in the literal sense, as with Godzilla vs. Kong, or figuratively, these traits not only signify a good game, but Game of the Year. South by Southwest Game of the Year award is for the game that exemplifies overall excellence and creates a distinctive gaming experience.
No myślę, że tu jest chyba obvious choice.
Here are the nominees.
Raczej nie będzie wielkiego zaskoczenia, co tutaj wygra. Chociaż Hades może wygrać. Wtedy byłbym trochę smutny. Ale raczej The Last of Us Part 2 to jest murowany zwycięzca.
And the winner of the South by Southwest Game of the Year award is Hades. Congratulations.
Jednak Hades, kurde. Znaczy nie jest, jednak to wygrywanie tlołu wszędzie nie jest takie obvious. To jest bardzo ciekawe. To bardzo ciekawe nagrody. Nie wiem jak tutaj wyglądało dokładnie głosowanie. Ale no może to i dobrze, że nie wygrywa wszystkiego tlołu jak leci.
Thank you to the judges at the South by Southwest Gaming Awards.
No dla mnie to zdecydowanie nie jest gra roku, zdecydowanie nie, zdecydowanie The Last of Us Part 2.
That could leave a lasting and positive impression, though we never could have expected that Hades would resonate with so many people out there. With everything that happened last year, we felt fortunate just to be able to finish our work, stick together and keep going. Though we're a pretty small team, we've had a ton of help and support along the way, so our gratitude extends to everyone who helped make Hades happen, from our partners at Epic and Nintendo at Steam, to our early access players who encouraged us all along the way and helped us realize the potential of this game, and especially to our families for their love and support and inspiration. Thank you.
Greg, thank you so much for joining us. Hades has been such a tremendous success, both critically and commercially. I guess my first question for you is, what does this megaton success mean for Supergiant Games and the studio at large moving forward?
We are blown away by the success. The really big thing it means is that we get to stick together and make more stuff. It's what we want to do. It's what we want the outcome of each of our projects to be. We're excited to keep going and figure out what are we going to do from here.
Well, congratulations to you and the team. As a big Supergiant fan, I can't wait to see what you're all up to next. But first, I wanted to go back and actually ask a little bit about some of the things that didn't come to pass in Hades. At one point, Theseus was supposed to be the main character of Hades, but I'm curious about other pantheons that you might have wanted to explore. Was there ever any conversation about, Norse pantheons of gods or Egyptian? Was there anywhere you wanted to go outside of the Greek gods?
Yeah, Greek gods was definitely the starting point for us. Myself and several of my colleagues, we grew up just kind of in love with Greek.
Oho. Jeszcze internet umarł, a to pewnie dlatego, że się wpiąłem, ale nie, no dlaczego to miało umrzeć, kiedy się wpiąłem tym? Kiedy ma normalnie po kablu? Oho, problemy techniczne, ale internet jest. To może... Wait, działa stream? Nie. Bardzo ciekawe, dlaczego się stream zaciął?
World of Tanks.
Reklama leci normalnie.
Gdy ją kiełznasz, inne zwycięstwa stracą smak. Nawet zwycięstwa godne legendy.
Ja wyciszę to, bo za te reklamy to pewnie jakieś bany pójdą. Generalnie. Okay.
It's way too early for us to
Sorry, nie będę tego cofać, bo mnie Hades w ogóle nie interesuje.
For us about Hades is that it's kind of the underworld's point of view on potentially all of human history. You know, Hades includes references to things like King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table or the Epic of Gilgamesh. The sky's the limit, and in our world, all of these mythologies do kind of belong and coexist under one roof.
Yeah, I think one of the things that Hades does really, really well is in a way humanizing these Greek gods, like really giving them a different kind of character than we've seen when we're talking about the Greek pantheon.
Ja też strasznie nie lubię mitologii rzymskiej i greckiej. Dlatego mi ta gra chyba tak bardzo nie leży.
But actually ended up on the cutting room floor.
You know, one of the big ones we thought about going into the project was Apollo. Apollo is one of those iconic names from Greek myth. But when push came to shove and we were thinking about who is going to be the last Olympian we put in, we ended up going with Demeter, who is one of the, I think, kind of the least popular of the Greek gods, but she's so tied to the story and we felt like we had a point of view on her that you know felt distinct. So we decided to go with her. She bumped Apollo's slot there in that case.
Stupid boy, you shall never reach the surface.
So over the course of the last couple of years, we've seen some pretty tremendous success in video game adaptations. You know, some that come to mind, Castlevania on Netflix. Netflix is also doing a Dota adaptation coming up pretty soon. What would a Hades adaptation look like? Is that something that you and the team would be interested in?
Yeah, that's it's an exciting question to think about. We certainly have some ideas, though please don't read too much into this. There's kind of like, it's one of those things. It's fun to think about and dream about, despite not having any immediate plans for such things. But you know, we've made the worlds of each of our games in such a way that they could support any number of stories. And with something like Hades, there's so many characters already in this game, and of course, you know, the rest of Greek myth to draw upon, that it's easy to think about how there could be other stories in the setting. Though on a personal level, I am excited to see that there are these adaptations happening. It feels like video games, their time is imminent for this stuff, right? It's like there's no reason comics should have all the fun of having great adaptations. Video games should get in on it too.
Right on. Well, Greg, thank you so much for joining us today, and congrats to you and congrats to the whole Supergiant team. Looking forward to seeing what you all are up to next, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Thanks to Adam Wingard for presenting that last award, and congrats again to Hades for taking home the Game of the Year awards. Well, you know what? That about wraps it up for us here for the South by Southwest Gaming Awards. Thank you all so much for joining us today.
A huge thank you to the fine folks at South by Southwest for curating these awards, and congrats to all the award nominees and winners.
Yes, you know, video games are more important.
Okej, czyli to jacyś kuratorzy, czyli to nie było... No właśnie jestem ciekaw, na jakiej zasadzie było te głosowania i wybieranie nominacji. Ja się z większością, kurde... Ja z większością tych wyborów się nie zgadzam, szczególnie z grą roku, właśnie tak jak tu Mateusz napisałeś. Hades z grą roku jakby... Co? Nie, dlaczego? Ja nie rozumiem, co ludzie w tej grze widzą, bo to zupełnie nie moje klimaty. Stylistycznie, tematycznie, gameplayowo, po prostu nie w życiu. Dobra, nie będę już puszczać chyba... Nie będę już puszczać... reklam IGN-u, bez przesady. No w każdym razie, na dzisiaj w takim razie koniec. Ja idę spać, bo trochę zmęczony jestem. Generalnie już niedługo będą BAFTY. BAFTY może będą lepsze niż w tamtym, bo ja pamiętam, Boże, BAFTY w tamtym roku to była jakaś patologia po prostu. To jak to było zrealizowane u tego gościa w kuchni z chujowej jakości, w ogóle to była taka masakra, bo wtedy BAFTY to były jakieś na tydzień po tym, jak ogłoszono lockdown w Polsce, nie wiem jak to było w Wielkiej Brytanii. W każdym razie zaraz jakoś na początku lockdownu były BAFTY w tamtym roku. No i w tym roku wracamy. Wracamy w czwartek o 20 i tego samego dnia o 22:45, czyli tak naprawdę zaraz po BAFTach Futures Game Show. I tam to już nie będą nagrody, tylko to będą po prostu pokazy nowych gier. Pewnie w większości jakieś mniejsze indyki i tak dalej, ale może coś fajnego trafi, nie wiem, zobaczymy, też chcę obejrzeć. I później coś tam jeszcze będzie, chyba DICE Awards zostanie nam. Tak, zostaną nam DICE Awards, to chyba są ostatnie takie duże nagrody za 2020 i one się odbędą 8 kwietnia o 1 w nocy również. Tak więc cóż, na dzisiaj, jak mówiłem, koniec. Zapraszam na te streamy, o których mówiłem wcześniej. Pewnie jeszcze trochę się zmieni może ten kadr, nie wiem, bo tak trochę on jest brzydki, bo jest tylko plain ściana. A niestety, nie wiem czy filtry zostawiłem, ale nie zostawiłem. W każdym razie kadr, znaczy wycinanie tego też nie działa, bo jest sygnał po prostu jest zbyt zaszumiony. Tak czy siak, ja na dzisiaj kończę i do zobaczenia na kolejnych streamach. Pa, pa!
I wish I had